Rudy Giuliani, once a respected New York City mayor and the personal attorney to Donald Trump, has filed for bankruptcy. In a staggering revelation, Giuliani finds himself in a financial quagmire, with assets tallying between $1 and $10 million, juxtaposed against a staggering liability of approximately $153 million. His annual income, sourced from his radio show, hovers around $400,000. The cherry on top, a whopping $148 million in damages, owed to Georgia election workers he defamed. Despite his dire financial situation, this bankruptcy filing will not let Giuliani off the hook. Many believe that filing for bankruptcy can serve as a shield against debts and lawsuits. But is that really the case? Well, let's delve into the details. Bankruptcy, contrary to popular belief, does not eliminate intentional torts such as defamation. This is a key point to remember when it comes to Giuliani's situation. He has been ordered to pay over $148 million in damages to Georgia election workers whom he defamed by spreading false conspiracy theories. Despite his bankruptcy filing, these damages remain payable. Bankruptcy cannot absolve him of this responsibility. It's a common misconception that bankruptcy is a cure-all for financial woes, but the reality is far from it. There are certain obligations that persist even in bankruptcy, and defamation damages fall into this category. Therefore, the first reason Giuliani won't get off the hook is that bankruptcy does not protect him from paying for his defamation damages. The bankruptcy filing may put a pause on civil cases, but it does not erase them. You see, when someone files for bankruptcy, it essentially hits the pause button on any ongoing civil lawsuits. But it's crucial to understand that this pause is not an end. It's a temporary halt, a breather if you will, but the legal battles are far from over. In Giuliani's case, this means that the pending defamation cases from Smartmatic and Dominion voting systems are not going away. These companies, you may recall, are suing Giuliani for his role in spreading false conspiracy theories about the 2020 election. And while these cases may be on hold for now, they're not disappearing into thin air. Once the bankruptcy proceedings are over, they'll be right back on the docket, ready to be dealt with. So even though the bankruptcy filing may seem like a protective shield, it's more of a mirage. It might offer temporary relief, but it doesn't provide a permanent escape from these lawsuits. The second reason is that the bankruptcy filing merely postpones but does not dismiss the other civil cases against him. Bankruptcy does not protect against criminal charges. This is a crucial point to consider in Rudy Giuliani's case. The former mayor of New York and personal attorney to Donald Trump is facing a serious indictment. Giuliani has been slapped with 13 counts in Georgia for his role in attempting to overturn the 2020 election results. These are not civil charges that could be put on hold due to bankruptcy. These are criminal charges with potential jail time on the line. A bankruptcy filing, no matter how strategic, cannot shield one from criminal indictment. So, while Giuliani might be trying to manage his mountain of debt, he still has to contend with the weight of these legal charges. He could potentially be convicted and sentenced, adding a whole new layer of complexity to his situation. The third reason is that Giuliani's bankruptcy filing cannot protect him from these criminal charges. Even after filing for bankruptcy, Giuliani still owes nearly $1 million in unpaid taxes. This is where things get even stickier. You see, bankruptcy does not act as a get-out-of-jail-free card when it comes to tax debts. Regardless of bankruptcy status, the Internal Revenue Service expects its due. The tax code is structured such that taxes, particularly recent income tax debts and payroll taxes, are often not dischargeable in bankruptcy. This means that despite his financial woes, Giuliani will still have to figure out a way to settle his outstanding tax liabilities. In simpler terms, the taxman cometh, and he waits for no one, not even for former mayors. So the fourth reason is that Giuliani still has to pay his tax debts. Last but not least, Giuliani is being sued by his former attorney for unpaid bills. This brings us to another thorny issue that bankruptcy cannot shield him from. You see, bankruptcy, while it can offer protection against a significant swath of debts, it does not cover all types. In particular, legal debts, the ones owed to attorneys, are generally non-dischargeable. This means that even after filing for bankruptcy, these debts do not just magically disappear. They remain, hanging like a proverbial sword of Damocles over the debtor's head. So, despite the protective cloak of bankruptcy, Giuliani finds himself in a predicament where he must settle the debts he owes to his former attorney. It's a sticky situation that adds another layer of complexity to his financial woes. The fifth reason is that Giuliani still has to settle his debts with his former attorney. In conclusion, Rudy Giuliani's bankruptcy filing won't get him off the hook. We've walked you through 5 pressing reasons. First, the defamation damages he owes to Georgia election workers aren't nullified by bankruptcy. Second, his pending civil cases from the likes of Dominion Voting Systems and Smartmatic are merely paused, not dismissed. Third, the criminal charges he faces in Georgia for attempting to overturn election results remain unaffected. Fourth, Giuliani's unpaid taxes, nearly $1 million worth, aren't going away. Lastly, his former attorney is still demanding his dues. Despite his bankruptcy filing, Rudy Giuliani still has a long road ahead to clear his name and his debts.